Today we're going to bring you some awesome recipes, quick, easy appetizers that you can have for parties, quick get-togethers, people coming over to your house, card parties, and don't forget, football's upon us. We got lots of football every Sunday, so that's all coming up right now on Cooking Crave. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Didi.
And we'd like to thank The Worst Shop for being Cooking Crave's sponsor. And here's Laverne to get us started.
Okay, like you said, we've got the fall season upon us and a lot of good get-togethers and football games and pinochle parties too. So
definitely.
We're going to start with making an easy tortilla pinwheel recipe. So we start, you want to have your flour tortillas.
Okay.
So we got those, and I usually do the bigger ones. It's easier just to be able to spread it out more. Maybe you might use one less just because they are larger, but it's just easier to roll them up.
Okay.
Well, we're going to start with 1 cup of sour cream. Okay. And then 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And a 1/2 cup of chopped green onion. And I like to use just the green onion because they're not quite as sharp as your regular onion.
Okay.
And then it asks for 4 ounces of black olives chopped. So, and I usually don't have a can of, a 4-ounce can. I take, the regular size can of olives, take out what I figure is 4 ounces and chop those up. So there, and then we're also going to use 1 package of softened cream cheese, and that's 8 ounces. I'm going to just put all that in there.
And just mix that up really good.
Yeah. And for seasoning, you're going to use a little bit of seasoned salt and garlic powder. And it doesn't really say a certain amount. So I usually use about a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And there, and about the same of the seasoned salt.
Okay.
And you can just shake that in there, or you don't even really need to measure. You just kind of give yourself a idea of what you like. So then you just take that and mix it well together.
This is a great appetizer to make ahead of time, put it in the fridge, bring it out, and serve with some salsa.
Yes.
Awesome recipe.
Yeah. And it doesn't take very long to put together at all. And they do keep, if you have a pretty big recipe, or maybe your group isn't as big as you thought it might be, this keeps in the refrigerator for several days. And it's just as good as the day you made it. So like I said, just mix that up well. And it doesn't take much. And if you have your cream cheese softened, it just blends really easy with that sour cream.
Okay.
So we're going to just go ahead and we'll take a couple of tortillas there. There we go. I'm going to lay out about 4 of them here.
Next, these are the big size tortillas,
yes,
like you were saying. Have you ever made it with a corn tortilla, or do you think it wouldn't taste quite as well with that?
I've never made it with a corn tortilla, but your corn tortillas are pretty small.
Okay.
And that would be pretty hard to, put your filling in there and roll it up to cut it as a pinwheel.
Okay.
So then let's just kind of put an even amount on each tortilla there. Okay.
And just spread that out.
And I'll give you a spatula, and you can start with one of those right there. I like using a spatula. It seems to be able to, you can spread it really easily. And bring it about a 1/2 inch from the edge of it. And then best is, you know, what you do is you put it in the fridge and refrigerate it for probably at least an hour before you cut it.
Okay. Just cuts a little bit easier when they're refrigerated?
Yes.
Okay. And they spread pretty easy as well.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to just take a little bit off of this one, add it to here.
Okay.
And then just take that and just roll it tight. And I'm going to just put that on a platter here.
That works out pretty good.
Yeah, rolls up very nice. And like I said, you know, with the bigger tortillas, it just goes, it's just easier to work with.
Sure.
Okay, and just kind of roll them as tight as you can without, you know, breaking your flour tortillas.
Okay.
If you try to squeeze it too hard, you know, they will, you know, break or come apart. So.
Or the filling will start coming out.
Right, now we're just going to take that and we're going to set that in the fridge for about an hour while we get our other things ready.
Sounds great.
I did find a recipe for a crab dip that really was interested in it, and I've made it, and it's very much of like what you can buy in the grocery store.
Oh, okay.
So it really is a nice crab dip. And it's great to put on crackers or even, you know, I thought your little miniature cream puffs. You know, when
sure.
you're having a gathering, if you have those and it's just easy, you know, individual stuff those and, you know, be easy to keep your fingers clean. So we use about, the recipe it says a half of, you know, your 2-pound package. Excuse me, it is only a 1-pound package of frozen imitation crab.
Okay.
And you use about half of that.
So half a pound, okay.
Yes, you take that and chop that, and you're going to add about a half a cup of onion. And again, I went with the green onion. And I've got here about a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese.
Okay.
And I've got a cup of celery, chopped celery there. And then it asks for a cup of Miracle Whip. I did measure out a cup of Miracle Whip, but I'm going to just start with putting in about 2/3. I like Miracle Whip, but I don't like things when they're too saturated.
Okay.
And again, that's just a matter of your preference. If you like a lot of dressing, you know, just put the whole cup in right away and just see.
And this is something that you have probably most of this in your fridge most of the time, probably other than the crab. So it's something that you could quick whip up in a real hurry.
Yes. And you know, your crab, being it's frozen, you just have that in your freezer. So it's easy, you know, just to reach in that freezer and get that. And you know, with that, you got a little bit of nice coloring in there from, you know, the crab, and then you got your celery and your cheese. So it gives a nice eye appeal, you know, when you put it on crackers and that and stuff. So there.
Okay.
I think that looks about pretty close to the right consistency there.
And is it something that we use any seasonings on other than what's in there? A little salt, seasoning?
And again, it says pepper and salt to taste. Most often with that, you don't need too much of salt, because I find that, you know, in your Miracle Whip and that you have plenty.
Okay.
So I'm going to just shake a little bit of pepper in there and just a little bit of salt. And then we'll work that up a little bit. Yeah.
You could certainly smell that crab. It smells great.
Yep. There. So that's really, easy. And then I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to get some crackers, and there you can just, like I said, you know, you have your favorite crackers. And I even had some Sea Crisps in my cupboard, and I love those, and that's really good with, you know, your dip, and it's nice and crunchy. So you would just go ahead and fill a couple of them, and like I said, I think cream puffs would really be a nice added touch.
It sure would.
You know, the individuals. And you know, you may not even want to put a lot on crackers, and let your guests just help themselves. You know, and they can take whatever. And then this way too, if you have some left over, you're not going to have it on your crackers and waste your crackers. So, you know, I would just go ahead and fill a couple of them. And what we're also going to do today, well, I'm having you just kind of fill that plate with some hors d'oeuvres there. We're going to make an easy fruit dip.
Okay.
And that's as easy as you can make. We're just going to use a package of softened cream cheese.
Okay.
And a jar of marshmallow cream. You can't have it any easier than that, and it really keeps well too in the fridge if you don't make use of it for the first day. So just put that in there. And so it's an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, and I have a 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream.
Now, do you think you'd be able to substitute if you just wanted to heat up some marshmallows from a package? If you didn't actually have a jar, but you had a package of marshmallows, would it work?
It's a way different consistency, and if you when your marshmallows, like when you're making Rice Krispies, you melt your marshmallows, but then it stiffens up again a little bit, and you don't want your dip to get too stiff, because you're gonna just dunk some fruit in, so you want it a little softer. So
okay.
I would suggest not, but it just doesn't take much to mix this up here.
And it's a nice, quick, easy, like you said, dip, sweet, and works great on almost any kind of fruit that you'd have in your kitchen.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I'm going to just go over here, and I'm going to reach for my plate of fruit, and we're just going to put that in the center bowl here, and this way they can just help themselves. And there. Okay.
Oh,
we'd probably
great.
Put a little spoon in there.
Sure.
And I didn't cut up my apples yet, because apples, do brown easily if they're set out. So just cutting your apple, and I would then just put it in a bowl and just drizzle a little bit of lemon juice on it, and that will keep your apples nice and fresh looking.
They don't brown quite as fast then?
Correct. Yeah, they're going to stay nice and fresh and look just the same as when you first cut them. So
great.
Just take that and put them in a bowl. And like I said, we're just going to drizzle just a little bit of lemon juice on. And you don't need a lot, but you just want to, just a little bit
Does
there.
it change the taste of an apple at all?
No. No, it will not change the flavor of, in fact, I think it actually can enhance the flavor of your apple. So just a little bit there, and just stir that up a little bit. And you can also use pineapple juice.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have some pineapple juice in your fridge and that. So I just took you can use any apples. I like the Fuji or the Galas. They're a little bit crisper than most of the time like a delicious apple would be.
I prefer these apples myself.
Yeah, so that just is a nice added touch to your Super Bowl, or your fall get-together. So You have a crab dip, you have a wonderful fruit dip, and we're also, you don't want to forget your veggies. Your veggies is something that, you know, you need that healthy touch in there too.
Well, certainly it's easy to snack on carrots and cucumbers, and might as well do it when you still have some from your garden.
Yes, that's right. And I use just, well, you can use any dip that you want, but I use a ranch dip, and I usually make my own mix. And this is actually the ranch dressing, but if I usually buy the dressing that asks for the buttermilk, because if you use the package that asks for buttermilk, it's a little bit thicker consistency than if you use the one that asks for milk.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we're ready to get out our flour tortillas or pinwheels, and we should be able to cut those up and show you what those look like.
Okay.
Okay, well now our tortillas, they're ready to cut. And your end paste usually kind of opens up a little bit, but that's fine. You just kind of squeeze it together. And I'll just have you put them on the platter there.
Sure.
And you want a good serrated knife that will cut that better. You know, if you use, I just find that a serrated edge keeps the tortillas, the pinwheels together.
Doesn't squish them quite as much?
Right.
Right.
And it does just make it a little bit easier to cut after they've been chilled for, you know, about an hour or so. And we're going to just put it on that platter with some salsa. Again, you don't need to dip it in the salsa, but it's just a little extra, you know, flavoring to that. So
gives it a little bit extra kick if you want that spice.
Right, and if you like a little zestier or hotter salsa, then you can do that too. We'll just cut a couple of them more on there, and that will be a nice start to our hors d'oeuvre tray. There, just pinch that one there.
Right.
And you know, we were talking before with our crab dip that we make, there might be some people that don't like crab or maybe allergic to, you know, have an allergy to crab. You know, you could certainly do it with tuna, and I would use probably the albacore tuna, the white tuna.
Sure.
And then, or salmon.
That's a great idea.
So you certainly can, you know, adjust these recipes to your family's liking or their individual needs. Okay. See, look at how easy that was.
Works out great.
You know, and it makes a nice looking appetizer, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yes. So here we go.
Right. Well, this is awesome. This would be a great addition to any party, whether it be cards, football, anything you got going on in your house, or just getting together for the holidays with your family.
That's right.
Nice appetizers to have out and for your family to enjoy.
And you know, and most of this is quite healthy. It's not, you know, your fried foods or, you know, a lot of chips and that have a lot of those calories. So.
And it didn't take that long to prepare.
Not at all. So
all right.
Here we go, and I hope you enjoy.
Well, I'm sure we will. To get these recipes, please go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com, and please submit your favorite recipe for Laverne and I to cook on Cooking Crave. Thank you so much, and have a great day.